All right, we are live now. And I'm just waiting so everyone knows I'm waiting for Instagram because there's a delay before I can click go live here. And it looks like there we can. Now I go live on Instagram. Now we can pretend the show actually started and we weren't doing stuff behind the scenes that makes no sense to anyone else watching. Like, look at the brand new thing now. I got the banner up. I got the guest name and all this stuff. And we're almost getting professional in the beginning. We just need like a little video or some music or something.
Yeah, we need like intro music. Like
back
something.
in the day, we did, but I used Hell's Bells intro, and then we got flagged because I used a clip of it.
They want their money.
Right. So we had to like pull that down, and there was really nothing else that I liked. So
I can always sing. That would be exciting.
We could just videos us singing, and then we just always play it because it's got a little thing where we're set intro video, set outro video. So
some kind of drunken karaoke thing, maybe.
Maybe that sounds pretty cool, though. I like that option. All right. Well, now that's our banter. That's the banter section of the show.
Hi, everybody.
So now I'm going to like remove the special graphic, and then I'm going to bring Ryan and Emily in. And look, now, right now, this looks like a normal podcast. It looks like kind of like semi-professional, the way it's supposed to be.
But you didn't introduce that. You're just like.
I said, here's Emily and Ryan. I just had a big graphic up. People can read. Look at that.
Yeah, look.
It says Ryan and Emily.
It even has a border. It has a border around the picture, too. Like
I know.
Real fancy. You guys look real serious in the picture.
Yep.
I love that.
I mean, this explains it all. I said their first names. What else do I have to say, Pat? You're putting pressure on me now. So I have no questions, honestly, and Pat doesn't have questions either. So
so we're gonna be quiet, and you guys.
You're stuck with us for the next probably hour.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
So I didn't have the pleasure of working with Emily yet, but I worked with Ryan on an episode of Paranormal Theory at the Grand Midway Hotel, which I got to pop this up. To be honest with you, I fell out of my chair when I saw like the promo for it because I realized like clickbait.
Dude, you don't know. Like, you have to see like my DMs once in a while. I got so much shit for this. They're like, what makes him a demonologist? He doesn't look like a demonologist. Why is there holy water there? Like, guys. It's entertainment. Like,
oh my god!
When I saw it, I'm like, I was warned in advance. Like, hold on when you first click on it for the the opening, and I'm like, all right, how bad could it be? That's I went to go sitting with a demonologist. I'm like, who?
Just your face. You look gigantic in that right corner.
So that is the only picture. That is the only picture that I could find of him. That
I'm very
the thumbnail, right? Because I've noticed that when Dave takes a picture, he's looking the other way.
Well,
is that right?
Danger took that one. Danger took that. There is a new one now because I got so many requests of me smiling. That another one that Mike took that I put up that I am looking straight at the camera, and it's like I'll accept this smile because I don't smile in pictures. I don't rather not have pictures taken.
But you might as well smile. This way, at least you'll have a good picture out there.
This is going to be the header of this whole thing. This is the header on my Facebook page. I think I'm just going to put that up there.
Do it.
I'm just going to put this all out. This will be. I'll make this a big like 10 by 8 banner for behind the tables at expos and conferences and stuff. It'll just be that.
Oh my god!
And to be fair, also, I normally don't do thumbnails. This is one that I did. I usually pay my friend to do them because I'm not a thumbnail guy.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and agree with you on that.
Yeah. I'm good at the video editing part. The thumbnail and Photoshop stuff is not my thing.
Yeah, I steered away from using that title for years. And then I always had like demonology or something along that negative case specialist or something along that lines because so many people abuse that title. And then a couple years ago at Ohio State Reformatory, we were doing all the special guests were walking the people around to different areas. And when I was walking a group around, and we got to where John Zappis was, and he introduced me as a demonologist, and I was like, oh, okay. If John says it, then I can now use the title, I guess, right? So I felt validated that. So now I put it on the business cards and stuff, and I get more. I should have just never did that, because everyone wants to know, like, well, how'd you get there? And it's like, I don't know how I get there. I didn't want to do it. It's just, I found one day I woke up and boom, I was doing this, and I wondered how the hell I got there. So,
well, no, you went to school. I mean, you've earned the titles and things, on top of the physical, training that you've had religious training, formal religious training.
Yeah, so, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. We got to get you guys out to the demonology class, because I'm doing another one for more a public one. And I used to invite all the local groups and just say, hey, whatever donation you want to do, instead of charging a set fee. I'm probably going to do that again, because I think there's a lot of people out there that probably would benefit from that class. And you guys would probably benefit, because you're going into a lot of places that maybe you don't realize that there's stuff lurking around the corner. And if you can figure out, if you can figure out,
anytime we've ever used that word, we get a lot of shit for it. So,
well, you want to realize before the shit hits the fan that something might be a good idea to go somewhere else. Move out of that general area. So, hey, let's see, Tammy, Joan, Robert, Candy, Lauren. Lauren, we were just talking.
Lauren, hi, Lauren. Oh, there she is.
Yep. All right, so guys, the dreaded questions. You ready?
Hit me.
Oh God.
So, if you could investigate anywhere in the world, where would it be? What's the scariest place you've ever been?
Are you not going to let him answer? You're just going to rattle the questions one
I'm just
after
going to rattle them off. So
we
there
have
isn't
to
enough
remember.
time
We
to
have to
answer them.
remember in order.
Right. I'm going to go down 10 questions. You have to answer them in order. I think that sounds like fun. That might be like a game we're going to play now.
This is now a memory test.
You have to answer them in reverse or alphabetical.
Okay, I got some answers. Okay, I'm ready. I'm good with these.
All right, Emily. I know Ryan's going to be a little slower, so we'll just talk to you.
Okay, so the place I want to investigate the most is the Winchester Mystery House.
You know what? That's an uncommon answer, but that's a cool place. I would think that would be pretty awesome.
I think it's cool just because of how many rooms there are and why wasn't it finished? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been there.
Why was this woman doing that?
Because I'd be afraid that I'd either get lost or I'd open one of the doors that goes nowhere and fall out of the house.
Yeah. No, well, the thing is that she did it because she was being advised by a spiritualist that if she built all these rooms and they didn't go anywhere, it would confuse the spirits, so they would leave her alone and just get helplessly lost in the house. That's the story behind it.
It's just mind blowing of how somebody could dedicate their whole life to just adding things. They're adding. Now
she was related to the Winchester name. They made the Winchester rifle,
right? And
they were saying that when you were mentioning that spirit guide or whatever that lady was for the owner, they were saying that the spirits from the rifle, because of the rifle and as many lives as it took, they were haunting her. So she just had to keep adding to the house, and she did until I think the day she died.
She did. Yep.
Yeah. I know there's some movies about it. I never watched the movies, but the documentaries and Unsolved Mysteries and all those old shows that used to feature it. That's an old school one. So Ryan, what's yours? If you could investigate anywhere in the world, where would it be?
In the world?
We're expanding it for you. This is the world now.
The world, just not the country. Probably, I think the Paris catacombs would be really interesting.
That would be interesting.
That is another unusual answer. See that?
Yeah, but I like that. That would have a creep factor, though. That would definitely, rattle the nerves. I think the whole time.
You'd get so lost, you'd never find me again. I
don't even like the fact that you're underground. That's scary enough for me.
Yeah.
Let
I'm
alone like
I'm
the
claustrophobic.
yeah. But if we're gonna narrow it down to the country, the place on my bucket list is the Goldfield Hotel.
Nevada, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
It's either Nevada or Virginia City, I forget, but yeah, West Coast.
Yeah, I'll have a story off air about that. Little behind the scenes, little intrigue. So tell us a little bit about the paranormal theory and how it all, like, how'd you guys start? What was the catalyst to start doing this?
It was me.
Yeah, Emily, you like telling the story. Go for it.
So we are Paranormal Theory. We are based out of South Jersey. Me and Ryan are siblings, as you can tell. Anyway, how we first started was we went to a Penhurst Paracon, like just want to get out of the house and go do something. Like Ryan has always had a connection to Penhurst because he used to work there during like the Halloween season. So something just drew us to the Paracon. We're like, let's just go and see what it is. And we did like a public investigation, and I was like very skeptic of like spirits and like the other side. And I'm like, I don't really believe in it. Like, I don't believe it until I see it. And I met my match in, what was it? What building was it? The basement?
Limerick.
Yeah, I met my match down there. I was like, Ryan, this is like stupid. Like, there's nothing happening. All of a sudden, I felt a scratch just go straight down my back. And I'm like, Ryan, something just touched me. I got to get out of here. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm like, I was standing in the corner and something touched me. Like, I don't like this stuff. And he was like, are you sure it's scratched? Lo and behold, it was a scratch on my back. I couldn't reach that part of my back.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Let's try this more. So I ended up buying us Amazon video cameras that were like $60. And from there, we just like took off. I was just like, let's do it. See where this goes. So then we're here.
Nice.
That's I did Paracons when it was the original owners, and we got unofficially allowed to go down the in the tunnels. And yeah, this was before everything was cleaned out and stuff. So it's like you could last about 10 minutes and you couldn't breathe anymore.
Yeah.
But it was just that short time. It was creepy because it's pitch black and the echo, none of us accounted for the way the echo would be. So it sounded like you were being followed the whole time. And then you turn around, that sounds like it's coming from the front. It was very disorienting enough that even if we weren't coughing, I think we all had, after 10 minutes, had just enough. Because you had no spatial, no way of knowing where the walls were, how far to go with, and the flashlights would go like 3 or 4 feet and just be eaten up by the darkness. So that definitely is a creep factor, big time.
Oh, 100%.
So the Penhurst is where you got your start. Now,
Yep.
I've looked at the YouTube page, and I think that's what caught my attention first. Because, Ryan, I think I met you a bunch of times, but I didn't know. Didn't know, or I didn't put 2 and 2 together with the show or the channel. But when I was looking when Bianca said you were going to come and film, I went and looked to see some of the other episodes, and it was like, wow, there's like some really, really cool places on here. And I know, the Lawrence Museum definitely, caught my eye because I was always on my bucket list to go out there. And where else? There's some places I'm not sure where you were at, because you got a couple other, like the Exorcist house, our scariest night ever.
That's the Hinsdale house.
Okay. Because there's a bunch of places that say they're the Exorcist house, so I didn't know which one.
That's all part of having to hit the YouTube algorithm, and there's keywords that get clicked on a lot. So.
Well, yeah, that's why you investigated. That's why it's this.
Yes, it is.
There's an algorithm grabber right there.
Because it's an interesting word. It has ghost hunting in it, because I usually always try to have ghost hunting or paranormal in the title, so YouTube knows what the video is about. Demonologist is the trigger word that will capture the attention. And I always say that people get the word clickbait to a lot of people is a bad word, but there's a way to do it where you're not lying. And the way the title is it's clickbaity, yes, but I'm not lying. Like I actually went through studying with demonologists.
I think this is just funny with it because it's scary, and then there's me, and it's like I'm scary. I'm scary looking. Is that what he meant? Yeah. Then you go down
Just
the rabbit hole with all that. Yeah, just overall. But so tell me about Hinsdale House, because me and Dan have talked a bunch of times about setting something up there, and I still have never made it out. My team's been out there, but I have never been.
Yeah, so when we went to Hinsdale House, Emily was still going to college at that time, so she wasn't able to make it to that one. But we are actually going back in October to where Emily will. I already told you this, Emily. You were like, oh, okay. Told you at the Linkin Park concert.
You think I remember that?
All right, whatever. But anyway, Hinsdale House is cool, man. It's one of those places that I always, in my opinion, I thought the land was more haunted than the house that it sits on, because it sits like right on the edge of the woods. And if you go into those woods and you're just quiet, like I swear you can hear like the Indian like war drums and everything, because there was like a big Native American battle on that land. From what I gather and what I was told was they did a one of those like radar penetrating things or whatever in the backyard, and there are 5 what they think are burials, like bodies that are buried in that backyard.
That was the plan was, and I didn't know about the land really until you're saying that now. My plan was to do a camp out there because it just seemed like that place, out of all the places I have been talking to, was the one I was drawn to that wanted to be out on the land, and that's probably so why.
Funny. Because isn't the story there that something, it seemed, would come over the house and like affect the people at certain times? Isn't it a book about it?
Yeah, I believe there are a couple books about that place. I was just laughing because I'm getting yelled at from Lauren because I used the wrong word. Indigenous is the word that I was looking for. She said they're not from India.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
But no, it's a really cool place. So if you are going to camp, though, just be aware they when we were there, they had a bunch of apples that they set out back, and Nick and I are walking out there to go to they have something called the Giving Tree, which is a little bit in the woods. And what you're supposed to do is when you show up there, you're supposed to give like tobacco to the tree, or like those like dream catcher things people will make, and they'll hang it on the tree as like a gift to the Native Americans. So we go out and we make the turn out of the house, and it's super dark because it's in the middle of absolute nowhere. So if you don't have a flashlight, you can't see anything. And Nick turns his flashlight on, and as soon as he like goes to pick it up, we just hear like all the trees and bushes just start going crazy, and like something's running through the woods. Here it was a black bear that we scared while he was eating his apples.
Oh man!
And we were really close to it. We were probably like 15 feet from it. We didn't even see it.
Why did you scare the bear? You should have just.
I didn't know the bear was there.
So there goes the camping idea out the door.
Yeah, never mind. Never mind on camping.
The whole thing that I was telling our buddies that we're gonna collab with when we're there in October is we're gonna send Emily out to the tree by herself.
Someone has to be that goat that was in Jurassic Park, chained out there waiting for the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Someone has to do that. Someone has to volunteer.
And people love watching Emily by herself. We are in the business of show business, and we got to give the people what they want, and that's Emily Solos. But Lauren's right. So that's another thing. So we heard about that story, Lauren, and I'm sure this has been like it's happened to multiple people, but you're not supposed to go past the tree because apparently the neighbor like gets really mad at people
Is the neighbor alive?
Yeah, it's like real people.
Why are they living there?
No, they're not in the Hinsdale house. They're on like they're behind the property, but you have to walk into the woods to get to the Giving Tree.
You know,
so they called the cops and they weren't anywhere near it. They were all inside. That's cool though.
Isn't the Giving Tree based on that book?
I don't know.
Like the kid who you guys ever read that book, The Giving Tree?
No, Emily, that's a kid's book. What are you talking about? I know what you're talking about. It's the one with the green cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
See, now I got to go up on Amazon here. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to look up the Giving Tree to see.
It's literally about a kid who gives himself to the tree, like keeps giving to the tree so the tree will grow. And then the tree starts giving back, and he gives back, and he gives back, and eventually the tree has nothing left to give. It's like I don't know how to explain it.
I'm pretty sure the book is called The Giving Tree.
It is called The Giving Tree.
Yeah, it's a green cover.
Yeah, the cover kind of looks like a Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, kind of
cover with the art.
It's a really good book though, but it's sad because the tree keeps giving and giving, and he doesn't receive anything back.
No, it was giving him apples, wasn't it? Wasn't it an apple tree?
Yes, but the kid didn't realize he was taking from the tree a lot and wasn't giving back to the tree.
Oh, little selfish kid, huh?
Selfish kid, yeah.
What's wrong with him? That's wrong. I mean, come on all levels. The tree's giving you stuff. I was trying to capture the picture, the copy of that's where I put it in the wrong folder. I wanted to put it up there because now everyone's going to go get that book, I'm sure, especially after they see the cover, because that's it.
I literally have that book.
The 50th anniversary, so it's been around for a while.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm just going to drop that in the cart in Amazon and get that.
So the book that is about the Hinsdale house is Echoes of a Haunting.
Okay.
That's the name of it. And it's about Clara Miller, who used to be Clara Dandy.
Mm-hmm.
And she was tormented there while living at the Hinsdale house.
Yeah, I think it was her. I believe she had 2 other sisters and a brother, I think is all who lived in the house.
Yeah, I don't know.
They also
my
have some
screaming right now. That's why I'm laughing.
Was that Kevin?
Yes, Kevin's I don't know what he's doing. He's making me laugh. He's screaming.
I'm still looking down the list of places because I didn't realize there was a lot of places that when I expand the channel out, there was more than I realized was on here. Madison Seminary, that is a really cool place.
Yeah, we go back there September. Yeah, next month.
I wish I had the time and the drive to go to that many places because I like going for the history and seeing places, but the drive and then all the time involved, and then we have regular cases we have to deal with, and that just kind of sucks the time right out of it.
Yeah, we try to. Our schedule is usually every 2 weeks we put out a video. Her iPad's probably being crazy again, so she'll probably just be back in. We try to do every 2 weeks. Emily just got done college, so she's in her job that she went to school for. And then she hurt her shoulder and needed surgery. So we haven't been able to get out on the road, but she just got out of the arm sling now, so she has no excuse. So we're going to get back into it.
I see another place that's
I'm back.
It's Fort Mifflin, right? Is that where you were at?
Wait, why can't I hear anybody?
Check your audio.
She can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
That was I
can't hear you.
I'm messing with her now. I'm saying we can't hear her.
I know. And I'm saying yes, and you're saying no.
Right.
No, what the heck is happening?
So
I don't
Fort
know.
Mifflin,
My iPad is like giving out on me.
I live in Philadelphia, and I used to work at UPS. I would drive right by Fort Mifflin for
Yeah.
years and never knew it was there. When we finally went out there and investigated, we had no idea anything was back there. And I was, that's the Fort that saved America. I was a history major in college, and that kind of should be in there because if they didn't hold off the British for that period of time before, so Washington could escape the Valley Forge after Brandywine, the whole country, the revolution would have been done right there because they would have captured the whole Continental Army all in one fell swoop. So a lot of cool history there. It's one of the 3 intact Revolutionary War battlefields that are left. And it's in great shape because the Army Corps of Engineers were founded there, and they're actually right next door. So
And that's who I'm a part of the Army Corps of Engineers. That's where I work.
is that how you knew about the fort or found it?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
people in the city that don't know about it.
I've grown up around that place because our dad, who he still works for the Army Corps of Engineers, but that's where he would take us to work or have us come see like what he's doing, and it was always at Fort Mifflin. So I was around Fort Mifflin all my life. That's the first time I ever had a paranormal experience was at Fort Mifflin inside one of those bunkers. But yeah,
Cool.
I work right next to the fort every single day. So
Yeah, the I guess one of the high points of being with the South Jersey Ghost Research anyway for 27 years is we were when we were at the fort, we got contacted by History Channel, the guys from Weird New Jersey.
Yeah.
Had the show Weird US, and they were doing something on what happens when you die. So they reached out to us and they wanted the location, and we had just done Fort Mifflin and realized like no one knows this is back here. So we recommended that. They came out and filmed, and that was the first time they ever got like on like a major network, and it was international.
Did you ever see the picture that the Boy Scout took of the apparition that was
not ringing a bell though? I know they had boards inside that had some pictures up, but I don't remember.
That's probably the most clear picture I've ever seen.
It's like scary looking.
Yeah, it looks like a normal human being dressed up as like a Revolutionary War soldier, but he's see-through.
They get reports of that even during the day. That tour guide that goes around, and they get complimented on how great the tour guide was, and they're told there isn't any today.
Yeah, there's not.
They're in uniform. So that's one of those places that you can go. It doesn't matter what time of day you go. It doesn't have to be at night. If you like the dark, go inside the casemates. It's dark in there. I mean, I've never been there and not had anything happen, but a couple overnight times. Yeah, we've heard musket fire. We heard, the cannon fire once. We saw the soldiers up on the wall patrolling. So many different things. You have the airport right there, so you have those period of time overnight where you got a lot of the international flights coming in, so you have to deal with that.
Well, the later it gets, that kind of stops.
Yeah, you have a little window. I used to work at the airport, so it's like I kind of expect it. But honestly, the planes are louder in the fort than they are if you're right in front of them, landing in front of you.
Yeah, it bounces off those walls.
Yeah, it's like that little bowl, and it's like a speaker. But
and they're still finding stuff every day there too. Even the Army Corps property that's there, that was all part of the original fort. So there's a lot of times where we're dredging or whatever, and like the cannonballs will come up. And all the different tools and stuff that they were using, they would find the actual building next to the fort, which is on the property of the original fort. There's even ghost stories of things happening there, and of people who are in the Army Corps of Engineers, not even thinking about ghosts or whatever, and they're just like, that's kind of weird that happened. I've had a couple doors swing open on me and everything, and it's weird. It is one of those places where it's like during the day it does not matter.
You're right.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of places like that. That's it's like round the clock. You can expect. I tell people you want something you want to go do during the day for fun, and you don't have to wait. Especially around here, you don't have to wait for it to get dark to go find a place to investigate. You have places like Fort Mifflin or Eastern State Penitentiary, stuff that you can go, do self-guided tours and just, bring your camera, bring a recorder, and, have a good time.
I wish Eastern State would open
Yeah.
back up for the paranormal.
They won't.
You know what, they say that, but somehow it'll change hands, and one day it'll be back.
When back in 1999, unfortunately, I think we started the whole thing where they were charging people because.
Oh, good job, Dave.
Yeah, a guy we talked our way in through one of the guards at night, and we tipped him like $200 to, hang around with us because he had to stay while we were there, and we got a lot of stuff, and then administrations change, and then all of a sudden it was like the price jumped up. You had to wear hard hats. Well, and then the next time we went, no hard hats, but you couldn't go in most of the cell blocks. It changed every time we were there. Even I filmed for like 8 or 9 days or 10 days there for National Geographic, and we were in all cell blocks that weren't open to the public anymore.
Yeah,
doing our thing, and they agreed to it. But, they were a little disgruntled about letting people into those areas because they didn't want people to see them on TV and then say, hey, we want to check those same places out. But it's like, I guess, all the historic places, as, administrations or directors change, the philosophies and, everything change along with it. So I guess that's
really
kind of
expensive too. Like at the end when it was still open, oh my God. I mean, it was like thousands of dollars to get in.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
A lot of those bigger places now have raised their prices up and everything.
The prices will continue to go up until people stop paying.
Yeah.
Right.
If people are still willing to go and rent the place, I mean, even when my first time at Pennhurst, it was 10 of us, and it was $1,000. So at the time, that was like a huge amount.
Right.
Back then, and we all split it 10 ways, so it's $100 a piece. But I mean, none of us had paid more than like $25 anywhere else before. Exactly. So that was like a huge thing. It's like, oh my God, this better be worth it, and it was. But the prices sometimes get out of control at some of the places. But if people are still paying them, that's why they're going to charge. So eventually that all comes around too. That all balances out again. The prices are in flux. They'll come up and down, or you get events like what I do with the haunted explorations, or would Get Haunted and Barry Ruggiero do, where we're bringing like the public people out. So you're really defraying the cost. I mean, yes, you're investigating with people you don't know too in groups, but you're not paying that ridiculous amount that you would have to if you rented the place yourself.
Right. Yeah, we'll be with you at Mid Orange.
Yes, you will. That's going to be a great event. You think I'd have that graphic just to pop up here, but I don't.
Rob's going to yell.
I have a picture of the book. I get the Giving Tree, but I don't have a picture of any of the events.
We are now authors.
You guys need a commission for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Pat, are you coming to Mid Orange?
I don't think so. Where is that one? Which one is that?
That's the one everybody has to go to. That's that one.
Well, Rob said Davis fired. So
it's Warwick,
New York.
Oh, that's the one in Warwick,
New York.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be there.
Hold on. Say, look how quickly I adapted to that.
Yeah, there it is.
You do.
See, Rob, look at that.
And Bianca will be there.
Wait, Bianca's gonna be there?
Yeah.
Love her so much.
She's great. She is great.
The event, everyone, is November 15th, and it is the Big Three. See, I'm going to do your promotions, Dave.
All right, you're good at it. I'll just sit back here.
You gotta change that picture, man. I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mid Orange, November 15th, with the Big Three: Sarah, Medium Bianca Rose. Hosted by Haunted Explorations, Get Haunted, and New Jersey Paranormal. Also featuring Paranormal Theory with Terror Time. What that is when you're going to be alone in the dark, and we're going to film it. Buy tickets
Okay,
now.
I saw that graphic and I wasn't
now.
sure exactly what that was. Yeah, this will be my first time at Mid Orange. I've never been there before, and it seems much larger than I realized because they're talking about multiple buildings and
Oh, you never been to
cottages
Mid
and things
Orange?
like that. No, I've never been there.
Oh,
Oh,
this
wow.
place is cool. This is actually the first place we ever did a paranormal theory video. Was Mid Orange Correction, and yeah, thanks, Rob. And
Relax, Rob.
yeah, this place is it's one of those like a very common thing is you'll see like shadows just sprinting. They're very the shadows are very like a very common thing there. You know how like
And all
every
the
place kind of has its thing,
specific buildings.
and they have tunnels too.
Are the shadows like throughout the buildings, or is it just specific areas?
No, it's like
or-
throughout the whole area.
That's cool. That's always interesting when you don't have to work that hard to find the the active spots.
And what's really different about this place is it's an active like soccer thing or something. Like it's literally they have a soccer field in the middle of the property. And
Okay.
they've had like people playing soccer and everything, and even the players have seen the shadows.
That's really cool. So it's that consistent. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. And what it is too, it's just, I mean, Barry runs his own, events and public, investigations. Rob does, I do, and we wanted to kind of show that, there is something like true para unity, real para unity, that people that are, in a sense, not so much like competing, but we do the same places. Obviously we'd rather have the people come to our event than someone else's, but we don't undermine each other. We don't do anything and then negative towards each other. And then to now go and do an event where it's all being, split up to show that it's not about like a monetary thing. It's about bringing people out to enjoy the paranormal, meet other people that enjoy the paranormal, and all work together, because there's not a lot of that right now in the paranormal. We kind of wanted to make a little bit of a statement by putting all this together, and we were very cryptic about it because I think people were surprised when they saw all three of us together, because they know pretty much no one likes Rob. So when they saw me and Barry like suddenly going to work with them, that was a shock to, I think, the entire paranormal community. Me and Barry have been friendly for years, but you steer clear of certain people, Rob. But now we're going to work with them, see what happens, see how things turn out.
We just did last year an event with Rob at Mid Orange. It was really good. It was a good time.
See, I wish I would have read this comment before I just said all that stuff about him.
Yeah, wrong time to say that.
Said I can disconnect the show.
It's gonna be a good time. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. I love when it's a new place. I like when there's a history to it, because I am fascinated by the history, and I understand without the history there wouldn't be the haunting. So you have to understand both to really get the full experience out of going to a lot of these places. I know. Do you guys investigate the the history of a location before you go, or do you go in blind?
I go in blind.
Yeah, Emily's not really so much of a researcher. I like looking it up, but I also like looking up the creators that have been there and like watching their videos, and what their experience was and everything. So I like to know. Emily kind of just waits till we're there, and then I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, Emily, this.
You see, I'm that way. I'd rather know as little as possible. That way, when I'm there, if anything happens or something, I get a name or anything like that, I wasn't influenced in any way beforehand. I'll learn the history as I go. There's still stuff at like White Hill Mansion. I don't know. I couldn't rattle off all the history in a coherent timeline, because as I encounter things, I'll go back to Dawn and Kyle and say, hey, what's this? What's that? Just that way I'm not being influenced beforehand. I just think it makes it more interesting, at least for me, to know that. But I know it's like two opposing schools of thought. Some people go in blind. Some people want to really research it so they can be aware of different areas that are hot spots or what to expect and things like that. So
I have too much anxiety not to know. I can't wait. It's like when you buy a gift for someone and like you ended up giving to them early, like not on Christmas or like 2 days before. Yeah, that's me. Completely. That's me with haunted locations.
I'm looking at this. I'm sorry, I'm reading the comments now. That's going to take on the life of its own over there.
They're going to have a whole different show going on over there.
I know. I could just keep this shit. You can set it so automatically that the comments come up, but every once in a while you get some comment that you don't want to show. It would already be there, and you're out of luck.
I was wondering why I can't see any comments on my screen. I'm like, is nobody here?
No.
Oh, you can't see them at all?
No.
I can.
Yeah,
That's probably because I don't have an account with StreamYard.
Well, maybe, but you're the only one on an Apple device too. Could that be it?
I don't know.
Because I know like Safari's a little different than some of the other browsers.
That might be the problem, yeah.
Yeah, I can see everybody talking.
Lucky you.
Lauren says she wants to meet you, Emily.
Tell her I want to meet her.
Lauren is the smartest person, I swear, in this industry or the world.
Okay, wait. So I'm streaming it through my phone, so now I can see the comments.
Okay. But yes, Lauren will tell you all about the scientific side of this whole industry. And if I ever have an equipment question or how something works, I ask Lauren.
I listen to it, and I still learn stuff. That I've even adapted some of my my training that I've given the trainees. I've updated it for on EMF meters, and although she doesn't like them called EMF meters, but in general EMF meters. But like the whole how wide the electromagnetic spectrum really was. I didn't realize things like microwave and certain things that were in there too, that we have equipment that was actively clashing with each other without realizing that it was some of the equipment that was setting stuff off itself, like a microwave motion sensor being the proximity of something that's picking up EMF can be the source of what's triggering it. And
she says no, that's REM pods.
You're sorry, proximity sensor. You're right. Say, schooling me. There was something about EMF meters because she didn't want me to call them EMF meters.
K2.
We were going to do a class together. We still are going to do a class together. It's going to be this interesting where we're going to be like having the conversation like the people taking the class aren't even there about different things. It'll be fun.
Just call it a ghost meter.
Yeah, it's a ghost finder. Guaranteed.
Yeah, we don't need the scientific name, guys. It's a ghost finder.
Point it anywhere. If it lights up, there's a ghost there. That's all you need to know. And that's from Lauren. Lauren Hellickson taught me that. Anywhere you point a piece of equipment, if it lights up, there's a ghost. 100%. 100%. See, I didn't think it was 100% until she told me that. So, amazing stuff.
I remember the first time I met her. It was at the White Hill Paracon, not last year's, the years before that. And I'm talking to Bianca and Shannon because we had just filmed with them, and then we went over to. I was talking to Bianca, and I walked over to Lauren's tent, and I get in there, and she's like messing with Lauren. I don't know what the hell that you call that thing, but it's like the static ball thing that you have, and then you like wind it up and you can put like your equipment near it, and then so I see that, and she's like winding this thing up and she's putting all this data into her computer, and I'm like, I think I'm a little over my head like asking a question about any of this stuff because I don't know what you're doing over here, but it looks really smart. And that's where she made me take this test where she's like, do you ever do that, Dave? The little test that she brings with her, she's like, put these things together that like all kind of match, or I'm butchering the story, but
I've watched people do it.
Yeah. So I did it and got it all wrong, but I participated.
It's whenever you see her, it's educational because I saw her presentation at OSR too for the Parapsychon, and yeah, you sit there and you learn. There's just certain people in the field that really contribute a lot. Whether you can't sit through a conversation and not just absorb something. I got a question for you guys because now I'm back on your thing here. There's a 300-year-old mansion. What's this? Ghost hunting in the haunted 300-year mansion. Where's that at? Because I don't recognize that picture.
Isn't that White Hill?
No. Well, wait, hold on. Are you looking? I'm trying to think if that's.
The clickbait part of it's not the building in the back.
It's
so
not clickbait, guys. Well, maybe okay.
Clickbait.
So there was.
What's the official name? What should we call clickbait?
Clickbait is like if you were to click on something and it's a total lie.
It's not right. It's not there.
Yeah. The way like YouTubers would use it is in a way to spice up, I guess, a topic or what happened without lying.
Right. Yes. Dancing on the edge, right?
There's an entertaining way to put it that's like because what are you going to click on? Are you going to click on I went ghost hunting with a demonologist, or are you going to click on the I went ghost hunting with Dave?
Right. Yeah.
See what I mean?
It's the keywords that would make me click too. So
can you put the picture of the mansion that you're talking about?
Yeah. So the 300-year-old mansion, I'm pretty sure is White Hill, but we also did a video from a friend's private home that we were the second people to film at it, and the first were Heather and Katrina for Travel the Dead. They went to a farmhouse in Pennsylvania. That one's on there too. That's a really interesting place. But I think the 300-year-old mansion, I think that's White Hill.
Yeah, which I just crossed over the one with the farmhouse.
What's that, Pat?
Dave would know that building in 2 seconds, though. Like, we lived there.
Well, we didn't. I think
it's a different building in the background.
It was. The thumbnail is with Emily, and then the thumbnail has nothing to do with what White Hill looks like. It was just like a big mansion thing.
Oh, okay, all right.
How many times did you go out to the Warrens, to the museum out there?
Once we filmed there.
Just because I know you break up your videos, so there's like different videos for same locations. What did you think of going out there? Because I'm gonna have to live vicariously through you right now because I never got to get out there.
Well, I mean, you can technically go there soon.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the whole I know it's an Airbnb deal, so I'm sure it's gonna be more than because that place, because of the notoriety, that that's pretty much like they can name their price and they're going to have people come out there. So
right.
But yeah, Rob,
you're staying overnight.
Rob's in the comments right now. He's like, Rob made it happen. Rob did make it happen. But we went there, Nick and I. We did a live stream, and then they were like, "Hey, do you want to like film in the museum for a little bit?" And I'm like, "Who am I? Like, what am I going to say? No."
Right.
Yes, of course.
Exactly.
So we go in there, and I made it halfway around and then blacked out.
Really?
So that was fun. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was the first time that I'd ever been like affected by something, and it was enough of an experience to sway my thoughts on like religion as a whole. So that was weird. It was the first time I ever felt like that. Wade from Nesper helped me out a lot. And then I didn't know, but when Overnight was there, I think their first time, when Corey was still a part of the channel, he had the same experience in the same spot I did. And I didn't know that at all until Wade told me like days after. But if you go to our video, you'll be able to see it. Rob was live streaming the whole thing.
That's I've seen like,
and I wasn't laying on the floor; I was sitting.
And like he says, lay on
Ryan
the floor.
Baggins over here getting fed. I am being affected. Every time I say affected, I do think of Zach saying that. I'm being affected.
You know what? I had the opportunity to work with them at one of the or two of the different Paracons that Nesper did. And the one at the Mohican Sun, where it was me and Dan up on stage, and he had me put all my equipment all across all the different dolls that were up there. And Annabelle really didn't get to me as much, but like I'm going to say the wrong name of it, but it's the black doll with the white face.
Shadow doll.
My hand started to shake putting the tripwire over that, and I noticed it. I'm like, I don't feel like anything noticeable, but my body is having a reaction. So I can imagine and that was like in a wide open auditorium at a hotel, being in a confined area with the rest of the stuff. That has to be like overwhelming.
Yeah, and what was funny was I saw a lot of the objects, including Annabelle, before this. It was at one of the Warren's Paracons. So I've been like up close to Annabelle. I've seen her before, and the Satanic Idol, the Shadow Doll, and those different things or whatever. But as soon as you stepped foot into that museum, it felt like you got punched in the chest. You could not breathe. And it kind of psyched me out too before, because Wade's like, I need to bless you. So they do like a whole thing before you go in, and they're blessing you, and they're like, we need to say a prayer. And then I'm, walk in, and I get halfway around, I see Annabelle. And that's when I remember Wade saying, how do you feel? And then that's all I remember. And the next thing I know, I'm outside and Wade's rubbing holy water on me.
See, that's a nice experience you can share with your kids someday.
Yeah. This is the time that I passed out. But it was weird, because in the video, you see me standing there, and I'm a little you could see I'm a little dizzy or whatever, but I just walk out without saying anything. And Wade's like, is this normal? He's like talking to Nick, and Nick's like, no, I've never seen him like that. But then when we shoot the video, our actual video, it's after that happened, and you can see you can hear my voice is different, my eyes look different. It was weird. I had people message me, they're like, dude, you look kind of weird in that video, that doesn't look like you. And I'm like, I felt like I was didn't sleep for days or whatever. It was super weird.
Yeah, well, I know when we do those kind of cases, that's really the worst of the worst. For a few days after, you feel like you've been run over by a bus.
Yeah, and to Lauren's comment, the a huge psychological aspect to that setup, it is true. You go in and everything's kind of this backlit red, and you're holy crap, this is the item from this, and this is the item that made this movie or whatever. So you're kind of starstruck in a weird way with objects.
Oh yeah, it's totally cool over there. I mean, there's nobody better than John Zaffis and his collection. It's notorious.
If you've ever seen his stuff, that's even. I have been in his museum. I have been there and seen that stuff. But it seems like more legendary stuff is in the Lawrence. You know what I mean?
Well, they were the first.
Right.
And then Emily, the first time Emily's ever met Annabelle was at the West Virginia State Penitentiary.
Yeah.
And
recently, when you guys were just there?
Yeah.
Was that with Ryan?
Yep.
So what'd you think, Emily?
I don't like it. I don't mess with that kind of stuff. I've had my day with her, whatever it is.
It was the Shadow Doll is the one that even when it was in there just display where you're walking around, and that you're not at a close enough distance, where you think you wouldn't be affected. The Shadow Doll definitely was bothering me. So when we got on the stage and I had to go right up inches, and be putting stuff on it, that I tried not to look at the face. I didn't look at the couch, I was looking to the side. And then you don't realize you're doing some of that stuff. It's just like kind of the energy, and whether it's psychological or whether it's, this really the energy it's coming off. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's overwhelming. I didn't realize my heart was racing, any of that stuff. You're like,
did you feel like you were kind of like on autopilot?
Yeah.
That's the way. Yeah, that's like probably the best way to kind of explain what it's like in the museum, is it doesn't feel real. Like you can't.
I can understand.
There probably is a lot of. I think like the psychological aspect of it is super interesting in how it affects the human mind. So I'm not disagreeing with Lauren at all. But yes, Lauren is the demon, Emily. But yeah, I felt like being that close to the objects and everything, it almost felt like, like when you just wake up and you kind of don't know what day it is and you're kind of just going through the motions until you kind of come to. That's what it felt like. It was weird.
It's definitely an experience for sure. Say, Emily, you should have got up close and personal with them.
I did an Estes method with her, not thinking.
Oh, really?
Sat right in front of her and did it.
Ay.
Oh. All right, so you're braver than I would be. I mean, I'm sitting there shaking while I'm putting out
I was ballsy for that one. I don't know why I did that, but I was like, let me just do it. Who cares?
That's a situation where I would say, what's the worst thing that could happen, right?
What's the worst? You know
how to get in touch with us now. Should you try to do something like that again?
Business cards, Dave. Business cards.
It wasn't Annabelle that she had trouble with. It was what she did in the infirmary at Moundsville that got her in trouble.
I don't talk about it. It's scary.
Well, we got 3 more minutes to fill in, so here, give it to us.
Long story short, was in the infirmary, said, I got your meds, didn't have anything in my hand. I had nothing to offer. Walked out, came home, went to sleep. Everything was just starting to act weird. Like my phone was frozen in the hotel room. I was like, Ryan, my phone's not working. My phone started overheating, and I wasn't doing anything with it. And it didn't work until I left the hotel room and got home and woke up around 5 a.m. And my bed, it felt like my cat was scratching at my bed, nasty. It was moving it a tiny bit. And I woke up and I screamed, and I had called Wade. And Wade was like, what's going on? Why are you sobbing? Why are you crying? I'm like, Wade, there's something in my house. I brought it home. And Wade's like, okay, well, let me know. He can, with him being him, he has very great, powerful things. And he said, you brought something home. It's a male. It's from the prison. He's aggravated. He's stingy. He's mad. I'm like, oh my God, Wade, I got to tell you something. And he was like, you can't let it get to you and all this stuff. I'm like, I need to leave my house. So I left my house. And he was like, well, when you come back, there is going to be a spike of activity. And I came home and my door was wide open. I literally took a picture of it because it scared me. And I holy watered my whole house. And ever since that, I've been okay. But that was hard. It was horrifying.
Yeah, I remember doing something like that in Penhurst. Over in Devon, they had the nurses stations, but we all had someone had pills they had to take. I had my pills, my night pills I had to take in my pocket. So we actually put stuff out on the counter, and someone mentioned exactly like that. Imagine if we didn't bring anything, we'd have this stuff following us home. And it's like, wow, you kind of proved that point there.
Don't mess with meds.
And as soon as she said it, I didn't say it out loud, but she's like, oh, I got your pills, and I know she doesn't have anything, and I'm just like, well, that sucks.
Emily's gonna regret this later.
I had someone that I knew at White Hill down in the bar. People are always, asking. I do it too. Yeah, anyone want a drink? What do you want? And we got the empty bottles there and stuff like that, and that's all basically the same kind of thing. And I didn't really realize it as much until someone that came to one of the events. They had a bag and it was nothing but the little airplane bottles of liquor.
Yeah,
it was 10 little bottles of different things. And they just would put them out. So whenever they did that kind of thing at a location where someone wanted to drink, they really had full bottles of stuff.
I think it's
Yeah.
also different though with where you're doing it at, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
So you're doing it in like a party atmosphere. What Emily did was,
In a prison.
at a like, a penitentiary where some of the worst people in the country went, and then with the infirmary that's connected to the psych ward, and then was like, hey, I have your medication. To them, a lot of times, probably the best part of their day was getting that medication.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you have this little girl like, come here, I got your meds. And then, they go up and they're probably like,
where's my meds?
Yeah. Where's the goods?
You're lucky all they did was scratch at the bed.
Yeah. So that one ghost was probably like, all right, you want to play? I'll play. And then that's probably what happened. I told her, I'm like, don't promise them something.
This is a good way to end. So too. And point out that you're a nurse, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just let that sink in.
Next time, at least bring aspirin.
Next time I go in there, next time I go to West Virginia, I'm literally going to bring Advil with me.
Yeah.
Give it to them.
Put something out there.
Exactly.
Make that gift. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. This was
thanks a lot.
It seemed like it was professional. It flowed really nicely. We got to still. There's still a lot of places I had questions about, so we're gonna have you guys back on. And I know we're gonna be doing stuff together in the future. So, there's stuff already planned that coming up, but there's going to be other stuff next year, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
So, thanks for coming on, guys, and everyone. Thanks for watching. And most likely we'll be here next week, but you never know.
I'm on vacation next week, so.
So maybe I'll just do a solo one with no guests, just me talking into the camera for an hour. I could do that.
With that picture up. Don't even know, not on camera, with just that picture up of you. The horrible one. You have to change that, man. That's no good. Okay, anyway.